Hey there, welcome to another episode of PhysicianEstate podcast. This is your host Dr. Harsha Muley. I am the owner and operator of PhysicianEstate platform. I am podcasting to you today from Kansas City, Missouri. PhysicianEstate is a physician-owned and physician-operated real estate platform directed specifically towards doctors in USA. We provide free real estate resources and investment opportunities to physicians. We facilitate physicians to make wealth and keep wealth. You are currently listening to episode 4 of PhysicianEstate podcast. In this episode, I will be going over the pros and cons of real estate syndication projects for physicians. Physicians as investors are presented with numerous investment opportunities almost on a weekly or monthly basis. It is a wise idea to understand the pros and cons of real estate syndications for physicians. The previous blogs on real estate syndications discussed about the definition of syndication project, the structure of a syndication project. It is important that you understand the basics of real estate syndication deals before listening to this podcast on the pros and cons of real estate syndication. Let's first talk about the pros or benefits of real estate syndications. When you invest in a real estate syndication deal, you own a piece of the property. It is a hard asset, and you make money on it if it works out. You make return on investment, and these returns are given to the investors as a monthly or quarterly distributions of cash flow, along with proceeds from the sale of the property. Next, tax benefits. Real estate tax deductions will be passed on to the investors. Profits from the sales proceeds will be taxed at long-term capital gains tax rate. This is relatively a lower tax rate. Next, semi-passive investment. After the initial due diligence, to vet the property, to vet the sponsor, it takes very minimal time and effort to keep track of the investment. Please listen to podcast number 8 on how to vet your sponsor. By teaming up with an experienced sponsor, you are able to leverage the sponsor's expertise to be a part of deals that produce above average returns. Next, real estate syndications are a time-tested way to diversify your assets outside the stock market portfolio. Let's now talk about the disadvantages or cons of the real estate syndication projects for physicians. Number 1 is liquidity. Since there are other investors involved in any real estate syndication deal, you do not control the duration or the term of your investment. Usual investment term of a commercial real estate syndication project is around 5 to 10 years. You usually get your money back when the property is eventually sold. If you need to exit before that, you need to have a clause included in the agreement that can allow someone else to buy your share. Next, as with any investments, a commercial real estate syndication is subject to be influenced by market fluctuations. You can try to minimize the risk by using smart investment strategies and market knowledge. Next, you will not have much control over the day-to-day operations of the property. Majority of the day-to-day decisions will be taken by the sponsor. It is not similar to owning a single-family rental property by yourself where you make all the decisions. In syndications, important decisions are usually made by the sponsor after consultation with the investors. Difference of opinions or deadlocks are usually resolved by a voting system agreed upon at the time of initial investment. Almost every sentence in this podcast deserves a separate podcast. Relevant points that require detailed explanations are provided in the future podcasts. Please continue to listen to the future podcasts for a comprehensive understanding of the topic. After you understand the advantages and disadvantages of investing in real estate syndication project, it is also important to learn about how real estate syndication investments are compared to other forms of investment. In the next part of this series, you will learn about how much profits you can make by investing in real estate syndication projects. Thank you for listening to another episode of our podcast. To receive more information on real estate resources for physicians and to get updates on real estate investment opportunities with PhysicianEstate, please subscribe to our newsletter at www.physicianestate.com. Do not forget to take advantage of our 2 new eBooks, ABCs of Real Estate Syndication for Physicians, and How to Avoid Medical Malpractice Lawsuits. Signing off for now, this is your host Dr. Harsha Muley. Until next time, make wealth and keep wealth. Disclaimer: I am not a legal advisor or investment advisor. The content in this podcast is not investment advice. This is my personal blog, and all the content found here is for informational, entertainment, or educational purposes only. It should not be construed as personal investment advice.